Ano po, feeling ko nag-ano na po ako kanyan kasi hinahabol na yung deadline
Ah,
nung
okay.
for the, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sige, so that's fine. So
Opo,
typically,
opo.
so ultimately, typically, kumbaga, parang as you, is this like your first, how many comic stories have you done?
Sumali din po ako ng first
Okay.
season, pero hindi ako nakapasok ng top 10, hanggang top 21 lang
Ah,
ako.
okay. Pero
Yeah,
in fairness
tapos,
sa'yo, naka-top 20 ka, di ba? Oo.
yes,
Oo, in fairness. So, right
yes,
here,
pasok ako
right
sa
now, so
top
this is your
20.
second? Is this your second?
Yes po, yes po.
O, di ba in fairness sa'yo, second round mo pa lang, di ba?
Oh,
So there you go. So, as you continue making more stories, parang eventually you will be more conscious that it becomes automatic na. Di ba?
yes
Yung
po.
ganon. So you have that. And then, ito, biglang lumaki naman ang text natin dito. And then at some point, ito, yung mga siksik. Ito yung mga siksik na
Oo nga po.
I need to add something here, ganyan. So, di ba, the recommendation has always been when you plan your panels, you also plan the placement of the text. So, they're hand in hand. Ayun. Now, when we get to this part, um, yung here we, contrast. There is an intensity in this scene. And pagdating dito, parang this monotone, parang it's nice to see a bit of the red part
Ah,
here then.
okay
Para
po.
continuous ang ating pattern of color. Um, Now, this is the part na medyo na ano na ako, na parang, okay, so there's a wall. You mentioned kanina, and this is recorded, we can go back to the record. You mentioned
Yes po, yes
kanina
po.
na this is the mom.
Yes po.
And then later on sinabi mo na it's the mom enclosed in a wall. So, alin talaga siya?
An- Actually po, parang mom niya po kasi talaga yung wall na
Okay.
parang, opo, opo.
Okay, and then parang and then, yes.
Unreachable lang talaga, ganyan.
Okay, and then itong when we see when we see the bricks, I think you need to make this clearer pa. The thing
Okay
about
po.
the brick falling out. Kasi importante ito eh.
Okay.
Yun. And then we have itong mga butas na yan. You need
Yes.
now to train yourself a bit more on how to, kasi right now it looks like images painted on the wall. Hindi siya butas.
Ah, opo, opo.
Yeah, so you need to do a bit more practice pagdating dyan. And then she cries, and then this is the comment I gave you last week. Um,
Yes po,
um,
ang nag-gets ko rin din po.
and the reason why I said that, okay, the reason why I said na because you wrote here, even though I took care of my mother.
Yeah, yeah, it's in past
It's in
tense, yeah.
past tense. So parang, ay, dead na si
Ay, so,
mama or ganyan. So may ghost, ganyan, may ghost, ganyan. So ayan, it's 'di ba? You can see na those little things alter the perception a lot na. So kaya
yes po.
for us creators, everyone in this room, we need to be very conscious of what we're putting down on the paper, text wise and because each one can shift yung perception ng readers natin sa ginagawa natin. Okay, so let's go back now to those to acting spreadsheet. It says here, dun sa when the cat goes feral, you might want to start with the daughter trying to do something with the cat. Then the cat goes feral. Yun, so meron siyang inaasikaso sa nanay, hindi nagustuhan ng nanay. Um, because we need to emphasize this idea na the daughter is doing stuff for them. I'm
Yes po.
doing my best to make this life for you easier, and then you go feral on
Opo.
me. Yung ganyan. So, it would be
Yes po,
nice to
yes po.
have that action para pag
Yes po.
alis ng cat, parang walang hiya tong nanay ko ah. Yung ganyan. Di ba ganun na maging effect niyan?
Opo, actually po, opo.
Oo. And then, kaya itong sinabi niyang, you think you can get away with this, medyo parang misplaced.
Yes, yes.
What about, how can you be so ungrateful after taking
Ah,
over my life? Kasi 'di ba, in the first part, nung naliligo siya in everything, she was talking about her ambitions, she was talking about her dreams, she was talking about, and eventually being a failed person.
Yes po.
And then, dito naman, parang she has now to take care of the nanay. So, parang it's like the nanay took over her life. Di ba?
Yes po.
Tapos, anak ka,
Yes po.
and then, ingrata ka pa, nanay. And it
Apo.
reinforces the idea of salimpusa.
Yes po.
'Di ba? Salimpusa just invades the space of this
Yes po.
daughter, 'di ba? Yung ganon. So we reinforce that. We reinforce that idea of salimpusa. The bricks fall, the photos emerge, and then I suggest na iangat yung you say I miss you at the end. I suggest to bring it forward more after the
Ah,
photos. Because after
ok
she says I miss you, that prompts the wall to melt away.
yun nga, okey po, gets po, gets
Oo,
po.
'di ba? And then we bring the cat back one more time.
Yes,
Yung nakatingin.
galing ni
'Di ba
Sir Carlo.
ganon, 'di ba? Ano siya, very maalala mo kaya. It's giving soap opera realness, ganyan. And then the cat looks at the daughter and then dun siya magtra-transform back into the mother. And then that's where the embrace happens. Yung ganon. At na
Sorry.
hindi na ghost, di ba? Hindi na,
Yes po,
oo,
okey
yung
po.
ganon.
Opo.
So, ayan. So, yung additional notes ko, yan, contrast and size and placement of text. Break down the events per page is good planning. So, napansin ko yon. You broke down each individual event per page.
Yes po, nagta-thumbnail po ako before ko
Oo.
gawing per page.
Yeah, that's great. Ang nangyayari lang, there are some
Yun.
events that feel siksik in a page.
Yes po,
Yung
napansin ko
ganon.
din. Kaso nga po, inabol ko yung deadline niya.
Oo.
So, nakulangan din po ako ng establishing para dun sa dito sa major conflict. Kaya po siguro para feeling ay para misplaced tong mga ganap na to.
Actually,
Pero
actually in terms of parang because this is not a suspense story
yes
that
po.
much. Yung parang kahit na you don't need to fit each beat in a page, yung ganon. Pwede naman mag-spread out yan. So
Ah,
oo, okay lang 'yon.
okay po.
Meron kang yung panel ng dog na I'm gonna go back there very quickly lang. This is for clarity purposes din na when itong dog when you look at the t-shirt, mukha siyang ulo ng dog. Ito yung snout, ito yung
Ako nga po.
ear, yung ganyan. So, yun, clarity again. Not a big deal, pero it helps. And then, when we see the dinner with the chicken, it will be nice to see yung kalat sa floor. Kasi right now, the floor is clean.
Yes.
Ayan, and then nakalagay dito yung yun, using took. It's even
Ay,
though I've been taking care of my mother.
okay po.
Ganyan. So yun. So like what I said to Miguel, it's your choice if you want to pursue this.
Yeah.
If you want to pursue this, you just reach out to me and we will have our separate session online again. So,
Okay.
ayun.
Okay po.
Okay, so thank you very much. May questions po tayo?
Wala po. Thank you, Sir
Sige. So I'm
Carlo.
gonna like share this spreadsheet to everyone para at least meron
Yes,
kayong
please.
reference. Okay.
Thank you po.
Sige. So I'm now going to call Bettina. Are you with us?
Yes po,
Next
I'm here po.
contestant. Ayan, let's go. Next contestant. Let us look at moon scales. Ayan, so si moon scales. So, Bettina, you are the artist or writer?
I'm the co-writer and artist po.
Okay. So, okay. Full artist, as in lahat ng ito gawa mo.
No po, coloring po is done by another member of us po.
I see. Okay. So, thank you for that. So, could you please describe what moon scales is about?
So, Moon Scales po is a romance horror story.
Okay.
It is about Halia, who's the goddess of the moon, and Bakunawa, if you're familiar, is the serpent who like devours the moon.
Okay.
So every night, Halia would play her musical instruments to prevent Bakunawa from devouring the moon. Yes, it's Bicolano mythology,
Okay.
basically. And so she sings a song of the past, recounting of how did this happen that that they are like that the Bakunawa and Halia are fighting. So it turns out po that Halia is like was like one of the seven moons, and then these seven moons they fight the Magindara, who are like devouring fishermen. So Halia falls in love with a Magindara whose name is Oriol.
Okay.
So Oriol, so this relationship remains a secret until one night Oriol was like curious about Halia's mask and she wears it, and this is what turns her into the Bakunawa. So this Bakunawa, this devours all of the moons except Halia. So yeah, and then Halia would continue to play her instruments until the sun rises, and Bakunawa would return to like the deep lake below, and this is like a cycle of tragedy which continues every phase of the moon. It's like she's forced to fight the serpent who was like her former lover every night.
Okay. And what
Oh yeah,
was,
that's it.
and then at the end, what happens?
Yeah, that is like an open-ended story. It's like it's just kind of like an introduction basically because at the end it's to be continued po eh.
Yes, but why did they separate?
Because of the because since like Bakunawa turned into the serpent, she has to like Halia has to like defend herself unless she wants to be like devoured by Bakunawa.
Okay. So okay, thank you very much for that. So I'm now gonna go to my initial comments. So to be very honest, this was a little challenging to parse. And I will go to what you mentioned a while ago. One of your very first sentences is, this is a story about Halia and the Bakunawa, if you're familiar with it. Di ba sinabi mo yon? If you're familiar with it. That now is already a um, that is already a sets up yung nangyayari dito sa story na to. Parang it feels like you need people to have a certain understanding of the story so that they'll be able to understand it. And I say that because as I was listening to the way you were explaining the story, there were some details that when you said something, I was like, I wonder where that was in the story. The whole thing about, and then it. There's also one thing there that says Naga. So what is Naga?
So the Naga, basically that's Oriol's kind
Okay,
Naga, and then like, the ruler of the Magandara.
okay, because it feels like Naga is the name of the being that falls in love with Halia. Am I correct
Hmm.
there?
Oriol is the name, but her kind is the Naga,
Okay.
which is a ruling like Magandara.
Okay. So let's put the mythology let's make the mythology